Good evening, guys. My name is Musonda Chanlungumana, and you guys commonly know me as Muso. Today I'm going to take you through the first ever video tutorial for Geographic Information Systems on Assignment 5, which is dealing with buffering and the use of SQL. So this video will be divided in essentially four main parts. Part 1 is going to deal with data management preparation. Part 2 is going to deal with buffering, how to do buffering in the ArcMap software. Part 3 is going to look at SQL, which is known as static query language, how we use SQL in ArcMap. And then part 4, we're going to look at finally the cartography and the final mapping of your elements. So moving on to part 1, which is data preparation and management. There's one trick I want to show you guys. So usually when we store our data, I store it on our desktop, on our documents, on our hard drive. I store mine under my hard drive. Let me just make that bigger. Under my SSD. And I've got a folder called BTEC for GIS. Then one thing you'll notice, I've actually got two folders. I've got my original folder where I save all my original data. So I've got my practicals 1 to 4, and I've got the recent Kenya shapefiles. So, and then I've got another folder called working. So the reason why I save it into two folders is because in the previous assignment, some of you encountered challenges where by mistake you deleted an original feature or a particular feature on the original shapefile, and then therefore that required you to get a new folder altogether, a new shapefile altogether. So peradventure you maybe by mistake delete one, you can actually have a backup. So what you do is you go back to your original folder and then you copy it into your working folder. So peradventure maybe delete something in your original Kenya folder, you can always go back and recopy the original one. So now with that out of the way, we can now go to our data management software, which is known as ArcCatalog. So under your Windows toolbar on your search, type in your ArcCatalog and then double click. In the case if I'm going a bit too quick, feel free to rewind, go back a bit and just review what I've said. So here's our data management software. So basically this is where we save all our shapefiles, so it organizes everything nice and neatly for us. So when you want to connect to our working folder, the folder that you want to work on, go to your top left toolbar and click connect to folder. We have a plus sign, and as you know, I've stored mine on my actual hard drive, so it is under my PC. Some of you guys maybe store it under your documents and so on and so on. So you choose the respective folder that you'll connect to the respective folder to where you've stored it. So mine is under my hard drive, so under my SSD. Then I've got my BTEC. Then as you see, we've got an original one and I've got a working one. So I want to work on my working folder. So I click on that, on my Kenya one, and I say OK. Then as you see, it'll pop up under contents, the name of each shapefile. So essentially we have 3 shapefiles. We have our banking agents, we have a Kenya county boundaries, and we have a Kenya national boundary. So now if that's sorted out, we can actually now open our actual ArcMap software. So once again, search for your ArcMap software. Mine is ArcMap 10.3, and just wait for it to load. So some of you guys are already familiar with this, the loading of the shapefile. So you guys can actually proceed to part 2 of the actual assignment. So you don't have to waste your time on the first part of the assignment. So I'm just going through this for those that have forgotten. So then, okay, once you've loaded your ArcMap software, you can now you can actually open well, before I go that, actually jump the step, sorry. Go hover your mouse under the toolbar that says add data. Click on it, and as you can see, it's already connected to the folder, so you don't have to go through your connections. So you can just click on one and you say control, click on the second one, control, banking agent control. Instead of you adding one by one, you can add them all at once. Then as you can see, you've got all your data loaded. So you have your banking agents, you have your Kenya national boundary, and you have your Kenya county boundaries. So as you can see that. So now we're going to move on to part 2 of the assignment, which is going to focus on buffering.